Hello, everybody. So I'm answering review questions. I'm sorry that this screen is so dark. I can't get my little light bulb to work. I don't know. So I apologize for that. It's just going to be a little dark today. Oh, well. Okay. So the only questions that I got were 3, 19, and 32. So review questions. Okay, so we'll start with number 3. Number 3 said angle, okay, I'll put it under the thing. So it says that angle A and angle B are vertical angles. The measure of angle A is 9y plus 6 and B is 4y plus 5. Which equation could be used to find the value of y? Now for this one, we need to remember that vertical angles are angles like this angle right here and that angle right here. Okay, they're right across from each other, and vertical angles are equal, or congruent is the correct word. Are congruent. Okay, so we can pretend that maybe this one is A and this one is B. A was measured as 9y plus 6. B was measured at 4y as 4y plus 5. Because they're vertical angles, we can set those two expressions equal to each other. So we say that 9y plus 6 is equal to 4y plus 5. Okay, so that should be my equation. That ends up being answer choice A. Right here, 9y plus 6 equals 4y plus 5. That's all they ask you to do in this problem. Let's hypothetically ask or like say maybe they want us to solve this equation for y. So if we were to do that, subtract 4y from each side. 9 minus 4 on the left-hand side gives me 5y. Then I would want to subtract 6 from each side. And then on the right-hand side, 5 minus 6 gives me -1, so equals -1. So y would become, when we divide by 5 on both sides, -1/5. And then we could take it even a step further and we could sub that -1/5 in, and we would see that both the 9 times 1/5, -1/5 plus 6, and 4 times -1/5 plus 5 should give us the same measurement. But that's this past this line was not asked for in the question. Okay, so just above that is all they needed. All right, the next question was number 19. So let's go to number 19. I'm really bummed about this light thing. Don't know what's going on. Sometimes my daughter likes to come in and randomly push the buttons on my document camera that I stole from school. So, yeah, maybe something happened. Okay, so 19. Oh, I didn't even turn the page. I'm sorry, guys. So 19, this guy right here, start it. It says, what are the degree and leading coefficient of the graph of the equation of the following graph? Okay, so because both endpoints face the same direction, it's even, an even degree. Okay, this means it cannot be A, it cannot be B, because 3 and 3 are both odd degree values. Okay, so it has to be an even degree, so it has to be either C or D. Now, with even degrees, they can both go up or they can both face down. And if they are both up, you have a positive leading coefficient. If they're both down, you have a negative leading coefficient. So it has to be D that my leading coefficient is negative. So I'm going to write out both end arrows go in same direction. Okay, which means that it's even, so not 3. Okay, and then also both arrows point down, which means that my leading coefficient is negative. Okay, so that's those two. Those are reviews from Unit 3. Or that one is a review from Unit 3. The next one is 32. 32. I'm going to go ahead and show what it looks like on the actual review. It says, Sophia says that if you double the radius and height of a cylinder, its volume quadrupled. So this is scale factor stuff, okay? So we're changing, we're doubling the radius and the height. So we're changing both dimensions of the cylinder, and it's talking about its volume. She gives the following example. So we have the radius as 1, the height is 2, and then the radius 2 and the height 4. So we multiply both the radius and the height by 2 in that case. And then it says, which of the following is the best analysis of Sophia's statement? So I wrote out, when I did this, the equation for volume for each of them. So this is the general equation for volume of a cylinder. Okay, so this is volume of cylinder. Did I spell that right? Yeah. Okay. Pi r squared h. So I put that into each one. So r here is 1. So I square it. So this is pi times 1 squared times h, which is 2. 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2. So this one is 2 pi. Then over here, we would do the same thing. We would have pi times my r, which is 2 squared times 4. 2 squared gives me 4, and then 4 times 4 is 16. So I get 16 pi here. So she guessed that the volume would be quadrupled. But when we go from 2 pi centimeters cubed, this one should also be cubed, to 16 pi centimeters cubed, our factor is not 4. I have to multiply by 8. Okay? So what happened is that because I changed both dimensions, I doubled both dimensions, I increased my volume by an extra factor in there. So the two answer choices that say that Sophia is correct can automatically be canceled out, but because we can see that this number right here is not 4. If it were quadrupled, it would be times 4, not times 8. So then we have between C and D. C says Sophia is incorrect. The volume of the cylinder will be multiplied by 8. So we can see that that's true because 2 times 8 gives us 16. But then in D, it says the volume of the cylinder would double. If it doubled, this would be multiplied by 2, not 8. Because it has 8 here, we know that it has to be answer C. Okay, these were really great questions. Typically with these scale factor things, I just like actually figure it out. So if it's saying multiply the dimensions by this scale factor, what happens to the volume or what happens to the area? Actually calculate the volume or the area and see what happens to it. There's no guesswork in it. You know, you'll get your exact solution. So let me go ahead and write this down. So for 32, we would take the volume of the cylinder 1, I'm going to call it, and it's going to be pi 1 squared times 2. And then we have volume of cylinder 2. That was pi times 2 squared times 4. Ooh, I dropped my little baby monitor. And this ends up giving me 2 pi centimeters cubed. And this one ends up getting me 16 pi centimeters cubed. To get from the first to the second, you have to multiply by 8. So we should get answer choice C. Okay, so that's kind of like the shortcut version of the solution for 32. Okay, so I'll post this sheet with the solutions. If you need me to post the other one too, just let me know. I can do that. It's not a big deal. And if you have any other questions, if you're behind or something and you're just watching this now, go ahead and post it on the discussion board and then send me a remind message saying, hey, Miss Roberts, I added a new question to the review. Could you make a video? I'll make another video updating your questions. So if you're behind, don't worry, it's okay. I can still answer your questions. Please ask them. I was so excited to answer these questions today. So I hope you guys are doing well. And that is the end of this video. I'll see y'all later.